Joseph here, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at this question. How can you solve this question? So they want us to prove or to show that whatever is on this side is equal to what is on this side. So the way that you solve this kind of questions is that you can take any part. If you want, you can take the left hand side and break it down till it reaches you to anything that is looking like what is here. Or you can take this side, break it down, simplify it, evaluate it, then it should take you here. But remember, there is a concept of when you are proving, take the part that seems to be complicated, like that seems to be a lot. So I'll take this side, okay? I'll be proving this against this. Now, before I even start proving, first of all, let's try to break down the left hand side and the right. Let's try to break down what is on the left hand side and what is on the right hand side a little bit, okay? So if you remember, I say that whenever you have n, r, it is same as you have n factorial, n minus r factorial, r factorial. Do you remember this? So let's apply this formula to this combination here, and this combination. After I do that, then I'll start simplifying, because it will be very easy for me to know how to move, how to evaluate for me to reach to the right hand side. Okay, if at least I leave them in this format, it will be very easy for me. Yeah. So let's proceed, guys. So let's begin with this one. So where is n? So I'm just going look, where is n? I'll replace what I have a. So I'm just going to have n factor, right, over where is n. I'll put just the n, because there isn't any difference there. So we have n minus, and where is r, I'll put this, which is just r factorial, and again r factorial, because r is also ra. Okay, so we say plus. Now again, where is n, I'll be just putting n, because even there we have n. So I'll write n factorial, and a, where is n, I'll just put n, right, minus, where is r this time, I'm putting r minus what? I'm putting r minus 1. So I'll say r minus 1. Okay, then I'll say equals, where is n this time, I'm putting n plus 1. So I'll say n plus 1. Have I forgotten to do something here? Yes. What have I forgotten to do? Where is r now? So first I need to put a factorial, because I've just replaced this one with this, and then I also need to replace where this r with factorial. So let's also write this. Let's say r minus 1 factorial. Okay, this is an equal sign. I'll write it properly. So let's come to this one. Where is n, I'll put what I have in. So I'll say n plus 1 over, and where is n, we are putting n plus 1, right? So I'll say n plus 1. Okay, so n plus 1 minus r. What is our r? Is simply r, right? So minus r. And then what else? And then put a factor here. And then what is our r this time? Our r is simply r, right? So r factor. So basically here, I'm trying to say that we are proving. So I'll do this. R factorial plus n factorial over, let me not forget factor here. This, let's try to simplify this one. Let me just multiply this one throughout. I'm going to have n minus r plus 1. Okay, and I put factorial a, and then a, I'm going to say r minus 1 factorial. We need to show that if I simplify what is a, it is going to, there was supposed to be factor here, so it is going to give me n plus 1 factorial over, even these, let's try to simplify them. So we're just going to have n plus 1 minus r factorial, r factorial. Okay, so whatever you're going to do, you need to end up with this. Okay, so I'm going to get this, and I need to try my whole level best till it reaches me here. Okay, so let's do that. So now so at the moment I'm just going to get this part. I'm only interested in this part A. This is my interest. Okay, so I'm going to get this, simplify it till it take me here. So the goal is to eventually end up with this. Okay, so now let's write A. Okay, so I'm going to say n factorial, n minus r factorial plus n factorial over n minus r plus 1 factorial and r minus 1 factorial. Makes sense, right? Now, how can I simplify this till I end up with this? How can I do it? Like, how can I go about it? So first of all, we are going to be factoring out things that are found on this side and this side. Okay, we'll be like factoring them out. So how is it so? So do you know that we can break down the factorial? Let's say if I have n minus r plus 1 factorial, do you know that this one, I can break this down till I have, first I'm going to write what I have here, which is n minus r plus 1, okay, and then I'll get this whole thing and say minus, I'll add the minus 1 to this. That is going to give me what? It is now going to give me n minus r. Look, it's more like I'm saying n, I'm writing the same thing here, like n minus r plus 1, right? Then I say minus 1. Have you seen? That's how you deal with the factors. Look, for instance, let's say you have n factorial. Do you know that you can say n, then you say n minus 1, then you say n minus 1 minus 1, and then you go like n minus 1 minus 1. You're just adding minus 1s. Okay, that's the goal. So now eventually when you simplify, you're going to have n minus 1. Actually, the final one should have the factorial symbol. So you're going to have this, and this one is going to give you what? N minus 2, right? This one is going to give you what? N minus 3, right? Factorial. Where there's this, you can also put this. That's what it means. So it's more like forming our own identities. So even this one, we can do the same thing. Let me just underline this. I was just trying to give you an example, like in case maybe you are behind, like what's the whole concept behind this factorial thing. So this is how you break down the factors. So now I'm trying to break down this one, and I'm saying that n minus r plus 1 factorial, n minus r plus 1 factorial. So right now I have n minus r plus 1, and then this, I'm going to say, what am I going to get when I evaluate this? Because 1 and this one, these are going to cancel. They'll give me 0. So I'm going to end up with n minus r factorial. Have you seen? So meaning that where there is this, I can replace this. Do you see? So here I can replace this. Okay. Our goal here is to at least have some things that are similar on both sides so that we can factor them out. That's the goal. That's the purpose of doing all this. Now, what else do you think A can be broken down? What else? The other thing that we can break down here is okay, look, I have r factorial, and you know that I can break down this factorial by saying, first I'll write r. First write what you have, then in brackets now you subtract 1 from what you already had, okay, and then you can go on and subtract. Now I've already reached A. How do you know that I need to stop from here? Maybe in case you're like wondering, the reason why I stopped here, like which one? This one, the first one. For this one, I stopped where I had n minus r. Do you know why? Because I have n minus r on the other side. That's why I stopped. If maybe on this side, maybe I had like other, I would have continued. Okay, if maybe I had like minus r, I would have continued until I reach to what I have on the other side. That's the purpose. You don't just break down the factors anyhow. No. Okay, you do it with purpose. So now let's proceed. So even here, if I want, I can continue subtracting minus 1, but look, I've already reached where this r minus 1, which is already A. And when you reach on the final one, which you say, okay, I'll stop from here, you put the exclamation mark. So meaning that while is r factorial, I'm going to put what? Which is here. I'm going to put this whole thing here. Okay. So now I'm going to substitute. That's my next step. I'm going to put, while is this one, I'm going to put this. And then wherever I'm having this one, which is this, I'm going to put what is on the right hand side. Okay. I hope you have understood. I don't want you to be confused, like, where has that come from? Some of you have got a problem, like, I don't understand. Where did you get that? Why did you get this thing? Why did this one disappear too? I've already explained. Just rewind the videos if you haven't understood. So right now, let me just substitute. So why is this? I'll put this. Why is r factorial? I'm putting this. Okay. So let me do that in a minute. Okay. So we proceed. So first, I'll just write it again. So I'll say, and in case maybe you're like scared right now, like, how is this question so long? I'm just showing like every detail because I want you to understand. If I'm just solving this like on my own, on just a single page, I'll be done. Okay. Now I want you to understand. So I'm showing you everything. It's like show your work. So I'm trying to show my work right now. Okay. I don't want you to come to my DM and say, how did you do this? How did you do this, Joseph? Where did this come from? So let's write, I'm just like copying where we ended up, then I start substituting so that you can be seeing how I'll be substituting. Okay, so recall that we've just figured out that where it is n minus r plus 1, when we break down this factorial, we are going to have n minus r plus 1, n minus r factorial, right? You remember this. If you don't understand, rewatch the video, like try to rewind. I've explained this. And I've also said that why this r factorial, this is r factorial. I wanted to write something else. So we have, this is r factorial, guys. I know it's not clear, but it is r factorial. Okay. So wherever we have r factorial, we can also say r minus 1 factorial. So I'll just substitute now. This, where is this one? I'll put this. So let's go. So I'll say n factorial over, and where is this one? I'll put what? r minus 1 factorial plus n factorial. Now where is this? I'm putting this. So I'm going to have n minus r plus 1 factorial n minus r n minus r factorial, and then finally r minus 1 factor. I've just wrote this, like I've only substituted this part and this part. Okay, now let's factor out now things that are common, like that are found on this side and this side. And the first thing that we can spot on the numerator part is n factorial. How about on the denominator part? There's this, and I've forgotten to write the factorial symbol. Hope I haven't forgotten to write it anywhere else. Okay, so this n minus r factorial and this, they are found on both sides, right? What else? R minus 1 factorial is found on both sides. So what I've just underlined, let me even underline this one. What I've just underlined are going to be factored out. So now I'm finally going to have n minus r factorial and what? And r minus 1 factorial, right? And then we say not equating. It's more like you factor it out. So what is remaining, you wrap them inside the parentheses. I hope you remember this. So if I factor out NA, I'm going to remain with what? I'll remain with 1, right? 1 over, here there's just going to be R. Then I'll say plus, here there's just going to be 1 over, here I'll just remain with this one. That is going to be what? N minus R plus 1, right? So now, you wrap them in parentheses. Let me just think. Okay, so now let's make this a single fraction. So we just multiply this to have your common denominator a. So we're going to have this, then this into this, that's going to give us this, right? So I'm just going to write n minus r plus 1, this is going to cancel this out. I'm going to get the r back, so I'll say plus r. Let's try to evaluate the numerator here. This is having negative and this one positive, and they are the same, so they are going to give us 0, so let's just cancel them out. We are going to remain with what? N plus 1, right? So let me just rewrite this. So I have n factorial, which have been factored out, over n minus r factorial, r minus 1 factorial, and here we are now having, after making this in a single fraction, we are going to have n plus 1, okay, over r n minus plus 1. So now we have this. Now how do we reach to the right hand side? So what we are going to do is that you are going to multiply. You are going to multiply what you just factored out with what you've gotten, that is inside the parentheses. This, look, right now I have this that I've just put in this shape here. This is what we have now, but we are not supposed to end it. We haven't showed yet, we haven't proven it. Now how do we prove that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side that we add? So we're going to multiply this with this, and here now be careful. You need to multiply, okay, let me just say, you need to multiply numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. That's what you do. So you are going to multiply n factorial with n plus 1. And now here, be careful. Yes, we are multiplying these with these. But when you're multiplying, try to check. We have the one that is starting with n, and the one that's starting with what? R, right? So the one that's starting with n multiplied with e, the one that is starting with n, and this one, the one that is starting with r, multiplied with the ra. So now there is a concept actually here. I need your attention here. Let me even write attention. Don't know if this is how you write attention. Okay, let me write it properly. Attention. Hope I haven't made any spelling error here, but I need your attention, or whatever way you write attention. Now there is this concept of whenever you're multiplying a factorial with a non-factorial, there is a concept. It's a unique concept that it is not taught. Like, your tutor has never taught you this, your lecturer has never taught you this, and he will never teach you. So now look, let's say I'm multiplying n factorial times n plus 1. So for this to multiply successfully, if this is having n, it should be multiplied with the one that is starting with n. So these can be multiplied successively. Now, how do you multiply the factorial with the non-factorial stuff? Let me call them stuffs, whatever. So now look, if I were to ask you, between these two, which one is larger than the other? Okay, look. Let's say that, assume this one this one at also a factorial, and this one at a factorial. If I were to decompose this factorial here, which is n factorial, it is going to give me what? First it will be n, right? Then n minus 1, n minus, maybe going to n minus 2, and so on. What if I get this? If this one also at a factorial, n plus 1 factorial, how can I break down this? First it's going to be n plus 1, right? And then when you subtract 1 from this one, it's going to give me what? N. It's just going to give me n, right? N factorial. And then if I want, I can go on. Okay, but the fact is that this one, if I break it down, it can take me to n factorial, which is a. But this one, if I break it down, there's no way it is going to bring me here. No. So in that case, I consider this one to be larger than this one. So since this one is larger than this one, since with this one I can find this one, like I can break this down till it gives me this one that is multiplying with. This one is going to swallow this one. It can swallow it. So it is we can just write this one with a factorial. So I mean that instead of having to write this, I can just write n plus 1 with a factorial. Just like this. This is how you multiply. So it is going to swallow this one because this is smaller than this one, and it will take the exclamation mark, which is in. Of course, initially it is not having, but it is going to get the explanation back because it is larger than the other one. So you write the one that is larger than the other one. That's what you write. Someone asked me, I don't know, like I solved your tutorial sheet for induction. There was this question. Now somebody asked me, like, how did you do it? So he, actually, it was a girl. She was like, so Joseph, now from here, because when I was solving, I couldn't explain this when solving. Like, it's very hard. I wanted to explain and just write like, okay, so here we do it, but I didn't know how to explain it. Maybe in a video I can explain properly. So she was like, so from here, we just now go direct to the final answer. Because from here, I just now wrote the final answer. Because me, in my head, I knew what I was doing, but I couldn't like express it on a paper. It's not everything that can be written. Yeah, some things can be explained in a video. So that's what I did, okay? So I multiplied this with this. And this is a factorial, this is a non-factorial. When I'm multiplying the factorial with a non-factorial, you do this. If one of them is greater than the other, or if it can be broken down, provided that it had a factorial, it can be broken down and take you to the other one, then it is this one, it is larger than the other one. Have you understood, or should I say it again? I don't know, but I'm assuming that someone hasn't understood. I don't know, I just have a feeling that there's somebody who's watching this video and hasn't understood. So let me just explain again. I was saying that I'm multiplying this with this. This is having a factorial. This is not having a factorial. Whenever you're multiplying the one that is having a factorial, which is this, with the one that is, whenever I'm multiplying the one that is having a factorial, which is this, and the one that is not having a factorial, which is this, you are going to assume, do this in your head or write somewhere, where try to write n, try to write, maybe break this down. You're going to find that it won't take you here, right? Try to break this down. You're going to find that it is going to reach you here, where you have n. So since this one is able to take you here, you can just write it. Writing this one is a waste of time. So you can just write it and put a factorial in front of it. So I mean that this will be my final answer. Okay. So let me just write them. So I was saying that we are multiplying this with what? This. And then on the denominator part, I'm multiplying the one starting with n minus r factorial. I'm multiplying it with what? The one that had n, which is this, n minus r plus 1. Okay, so we do this here. Okay, and then the other one that was starting with r, which is this one, r minus 1 factorial. I'm going to multiply this with the one that is starting with r, which was just r. Okay, so this one I've explained, right? So here, you know that I can just simply put, now before I write this one, let me also explain here. How about between these two? So these two are multiplying, right? Now let me ask you this. Between these two, which one do you think, if it had the factorial and I had to break it down, it can take me to the other one? Let's start with this one. This one, if I had to break it down, it's going to be n minus r, right? Factorial. That is going to be, first it will be n minus r, then followed by n minus r minus 1, right? And then n minus r minus negative 2, and so on. And there is no way it is going to take me here. No way. But what if, imagine this one at a factorial. Imagine it at a factorial. Okay. So how can I break this down? It's going to be n minus r, right, plus 1. And then n minus r, if I subtract 1 from this one, I'm just going to end up with this. Now, I've used it, before I even go any further, it has already taken me here. So since this one has the ability to take me to this one, if I break it down, I can just write this one here. Okay, so this one is larger than this one. Here we've confirmed that this is larger than this one, right? Because this one, if we break it down, it's going to take me here. Let's come here now. I want to explain like every step. I don't mind the video being too long. When I'm solving, I'll just maybe 2 pages, yeah, I'll be done. But when I'm teaching, I need to show every detail. I don't want to just say it and solve and write it. No, I need to show you. I need to show while I say it. Let's come to this one now. So at the moment, this one, we have confirmed that this is larger than the other. So I'll mark it. I'll just put like a mark. So this one, if we break it down, it can take us here, right? So I'll mark it. So we know what is larger than the other, right? Let's come here now. So let's take this one. So we say r minus 1. Let's say this one has got a factorial. How can we break down this factorial? So at first you write what you have, r minus 1. And then you say whatever you have, r minus 1, I say minus 1 to the, I mean, this minus 1 is going to give you negative 2. And so on. Now, if you observe, there's no way this is going to take me to this one. Now, what if I have this one? If I have r, I'm going to say r factorial, right? Let's say r at the factorial. If we were to break it down, do you think it can take me here? If yes, then it's larger than the other one. It has like power over it. So it is going to take, first it's going to swallow it. It's going to swallow this one. And then it is going to take even the factorial. Wait, I demonstrate what I'm trying to say. So this one is best to write r, then r minus 1. Before I even go any further, I've already reached where it is. So it's like I'm stronger than you, you know. So I can easily like make you. So let me just swallow you and take you, exclamation mark. So let's do this. So since this one is larger than this one, now you are writing your final answer here. Now we are writing our final answer. So now since this one is larger than this one, let me even mark this one. This is larger than the other one, right? So this one is larger than this one. It's like I'm stronger than you. If I were to be broken down, I can produce you. Okay, so let me just swallow you and take your exclamation mark. So this one is the one that we are going to write in n plus 1. Okay, and then you add the factorial. It has even taken the factorial because it's greater than the other one. I'm sure everything is making sense right now. If you haven't understood, then you will never understand, because I think I'm the first person to even explain this part like properly. Yeah, most of the tutors who tried to solve this one, they just confused me. Like the more I would try to follow their explanation, the more I would be confused now. Okay, how about here? We have just confirmed that this is greater than the other one, right? So since I'm greater than you, let me just swallow you. I'll take a factorial. So we are going to get it and say n minus r plus 1. We even write the factorial. It is even going to carry the factorial. Let's come to this one. So this one will be like, Eos, since I am stronger than you, if I were to be broken down, I can produce you, I can make you, I can give birth to you. So I'm going to I'm going to get rid of you. Okay, it's like it swallows it, and it takes even the factorial symbol, the exclamation mark. So R has dominated, and it has taken the exclamation mark. So now you have reached A. We have reached on the other side. Let me show you. In case you're like, you sure, Joseph? What have you done there? And look, this is the. Have you seen? Have you seen? Have you seen? Let me just arrange properly. I know some of you have got a problem just because negative R is coming on the last part, but like this is different. If you want, you can just arrange them like this. But you have proven, yeah. I'm even tired trying to explain these things. You will never find somebody who's going to explain this like the way I've just explained here. So the thing is that when I fail to understand something, I'll try to make my own my own, how do I say this? Like my own way of explaining something. Yeah, there are many things that I've explained. If you watch my videos, to you or have subscribed, it's not like everything that I teach I learned it from someone. There are some things whereby I try to study like different books, try to learn from tutors who are there, but the explanations were not making sense to me. So I had to create my own. Like at least this is making sense. Even the concept of multiplying a factorial and non-factorial, I just created all this. Yeah, I just like actually I just observed like the flow. Okay, I just observed that. Okay, so basically I think according to what I'm seeing, what happens is that whenever a factorial, whenever something that is having a factorial is being multiplied with the one that is not having a factorial, this and this happens. That's when I observed what I've just explained to you. There was no one to teach me. I had to observe it. I just had to observe how it was going. Like, oh, so this is what happens basically. Yeah, then here we are now. I'm teaching you now. Okay, so we are here. We can even say proven. Whew. I'm even tired. Let me take a break, guys. Yeah, so this is how you solve this question. And if you haven't understood in this video, trust me, you will never understand from any. Okay, yeah, maybe these other procedures, like other parts. The only part where they failed, like most of the tutors tried, failed to explain, is when they reach A. A, where I will say, no, I'll follow you, this and that. Yeah, they are like, it's very hard. Like it doesn't make sense. Whereby a tutor is also confused. Have you been in such cases whereby a person who's teaching you also don't know, like he's confused also? Yeah, you ask him like, how did that happen? Like, I think one tutor even said like, just know them like this, like just master them, like from here just like this. Yeah, so this is how you write, guys, and I hope you have understood. But if you are like confused right now, like try to rewatch the video. The problem of you is that you just want to watch the video once and understand. Me, sometimes I would watch maybe the video like 5 times. Yeah, maybe even like 3 times till I understand. Because the first time of watching the video, maybe you'll be confused. Yeah, especially if it's been like a while since you learned some concept like the factorials. Maybe you won't be like following. Yeah, but when you rewatch now everything will make sense. This is it, guys, and hope that you have enjoyed. See you in the other lessons, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I'll even put the link to our Facebook page. There's also some videos there that we post. Yeah, so I post some educative videos on this channel, so make sure that you subscribe and make sure that you like this video. Yeah, if you have liked what I've just taught here, what I've done here, just like the don't be stingy, just put it like and share with your friend. If you have a friend of yours who thinks like, my friends or my roommate have to know about this, you can just share with them, share them the link. And also we have a platform called A Plus Academy, where we have like recorded the video lessons for physics, chemistry, math, and biology, where I've explained the same way that I've just explained. That's how I explain every topic. Yeah, I make sure that I break down, I expose my students to questions like tutorial questions, commonly asked questions, and also some challenging questions to just strengthen their understanding. Okay, so make sure that you subscribe to A Plus Academy platform, then and access our video lessons, even the solved tutorial sheet. We solve every tutorial sheet that they release. We are always solving the tutorial sheet. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel and you also subscribe to our platform. So to subscribe to the platform, make sure that you contact me. If you haven't subscribed, then probably you are missing a lot of stuff. Okay, so I hope that you have a nice day and take care. Hey guys, so this is A Plus Academy platform. So this is where you're going to find our video lessons. So you're going to find videos. So there are some videos for term 1 work and term 2 work. Let's say term 2 work, then just choose a course. Okay, just choose a course. Let's say I choose like MA 110. So we have recorded for all these courses. Okay, the lessons are there, and just select a topic that you want. Let's say you want to watch videos on binomials. You're going to click there and just wait a little bit for it to load and all these videos. Yeah, so all the topics have been taught. Okay, even the documents are already here. Let's say maybe you want to solve materials like solved tutorial sheets for math. Just select the topic, and then select the course. Then the kind of document come here with our solved tutorial sheets. So we have also solved the tutorial sheets for math. Okay, and there are a lot more materials that you're going to access when you subscribe to A Plus Academy. Yeah, so once you subscribe, you can just be watching the videos. You don't even need to be attending lectures. But by just watching the videos at your own time, learning at your own pace, you'll be getting high scores. Okay, so make sure that you subscribe by contacting me on the number that is showing there on the screen.